Alright, so I'm going to be looking at October November 2001 paper 3 practical test. Alright, I will try as much as possible to be as fast as I can because this quite handful, so I'm trying to make the video very short. Okay, so I'll jump right in. uh, of course, before attempting this question, you're supposed to have gotten your source file. I've got mine. So your own might look different from this because I combined the paper 2 and paper 3 files in one place. So it might look different, but if it does, well, it doesn't matter. The most important thing is to have the file ready. All right, so I will jump right in. So number 1 and number 2, you can do that by yourself. All right, creating a new word processed document. Save this with the file name evidence. Place your name, center number and candidate number in the header of this document. So I think this is quite self-explanatory, so I won't dwell in this, so I will consider it done, so you can do that by yourself. All right, so I will delve right in. You work for a company called Hothouse Design. You are going to manipulate a spreadsheet about the performance of athletes in the javelin as they prepare for the 2012 Olympic Games. All right. So number 3, using suitable software package, load the file n1javelin.csv. So I'm gonna go load it up, and then place your name, candidate number, and center number in the header. So I already opened mine, and for this part, I just did it just to save time. So you can go on the internet, even though the question is not really there. Let me just answer the other question. So we say we should add our name, center number, and candidate number and the footer. So I go to inserts and go to header and footer, and then I have my name right here. My name is Ike. Sorry, Ike A. Then I'll have 001. Then I'll have let me assume that my center number is NG001. But this is just an assumption. And then the next question goes, place, that's the second part of it, place the automated file name and file path in the footer. So I go to the footer, so you can click here, takes you to the footer. So I like it at the middle because they didn't specify which side you should place it. So I click on file path, and then file name and file path are already added. So for you to know, when you click inside, you can tell that this has been applied. Okay, so if I actually click inside, it will apply. All right, so it's quite simple. The next one is okay, search the internet to find the current Olympic record holders for the men's and women's javelin. These records will be those set after April 11, 1986, when the type of javelin changed. Alright, so for each of these records, find the athlete's name, the country that they represented, distance thrown in meters to 2 decimal places, year the record was set, name of the city hosting the Olympic Games in that year. Place this information in cells B3 to F4 of the spreadsheet. So I expect you to just go to the internet right now and then find the current Olympic javelin record holders, their name, and according to how it is here, and then fill the information on in the cells B3 to F. So I've done mine. That's what I was trying to tell you before. I've done mine, view, normal. So I did mine just not to waste time, so you can go and do that. So I just looked at it and found out that okay, I need to do this because it will take a lot of time to get it done. So you can get it done, or you can as well just copy this immediately, and then we can actually move on. All right, so I will consider these done. All right, I will highlight that as done. All right, so number 6, print only cells A1 to F4. Make sure that your name, candidate number, and your name, center number, and candidate number are printed in the header of the page. So for you to print this A1 to A4, you select them, go to print. All right, when you go to print, now you can see everything is selected, but you just want to print that particular A1 to F4. What you're going to do is simply uh, print selection. All right, and that will print it, and our name, candidate number, and serial number, everything is showing pretty well, and that's how you can print that. Okay, so we'll move on to the next question. So question 6 is done, so I'll highlight it. So question 7, in cell A8, use a lookup function to show the country name in full. Use the code column for the lookup value and the file n1 country2.csv for the array. This function must include both absolute and relative referencing and must not use a named range. Replicate this formula so that the country name is shown in full for each candidate. So what we're going to do here is we are going to open the file n1 country2.csv. So I'm going to go to my source file. This n1 country.csv, n1, yeah, 2, that's it right there. Good. And then I'll make sure that all data is visible. Good. So we're going to use that to perform a lookup. We're going to use it for lookup function. So here we're going to place our cursor on A8, right? And then I suppose that's A8. You say we should, yeah, A8. So I'm gonna do, so for this, since this is our array is in vertical form, that is AST represent Australia, it's not in a horizontal form. So for this case I'm going to use the VLOOKUP. All right, so I'm going to say equals to VLOOKUP. Suggest that to me, I'll take that immediately. And then my lookup value stated in the question is this, there's the code. So I'll take C8, comma, so my array will be the N1 country 2. So don't make the mistake of selecting the code and the country. Okay, so as you can see I did not select them, so I'll move down to the last. Good. And then go back to my, and then comma, so the cell index, the column index will be 2 because I'm trying to match C8 with of course the column 2 of the second file. So I'm going to put 2 here and then comma, and then what I want is actually exact match, so I'll take exact match, and then that's it. So I suppose it will give us the equivalent country for each of the country codes. All right, so that's it for that. Okay, so I'll consider this done. Number 7, I'll consider it done. Okay, so number 8, in cell K8, use a function to select and display the longest of the true of the 6 trues made by the athlete. Replicate this function so that the best throw is shown for each athlete. All right, so it's a little note here, because athletes sometimes miss a throw. Okay, I think this is quite explanatory. I don't think there's anything. All we need here is simply the highest throw. So I think we're going to use a function which is the max function here. So we're going to do equals max so my array, my range will be here, equal max to this here. So I think that's it. Close that, and then all I need is the best true, so which means the highest of each true. Okay, so the highest of each true will simply appear here. So okay, so the next question, so I think number 8 has been handled. So so before I go to number 9, there's a little note they give us here, because athletes sometimes miss a throw or through outside the area, this is recorded in the spreadsheet as a no through using the letters NT standing for no through. So in number 9, in cell L8, use a function to add the distance of all the throws for this athlete. Ensure that the function does not include the distance if it is recorded as NT, that's a no throw. So replicate this formula so that the total distance thrown is shown for each athlete. Okay, so we're going to, for this, we want to make sure that for this, for all these ones, we will have no true. We will have to have a formula that that will really simply add up the numbers, not considering the NTs, which is not true. So the appropriate formula to use here is the sum if. Okay, so I'll use sum if from here to here. All right, there is no, I don't want not equals to NT, which means it will not consider anything NT. All right, it will consider others, but wherever it says NT, it will not consider that. And then I want you to also consider that. So the sum range will still be here. All right, so I'll have it like this, and then it calculates that. So neglecting the NT, so whatever it says NT, it ignores it. All right, so yeah, that's it for the next, for that question. So I've handled question 9. So question 10, in cell M8, use a function to count the number of throws that were not recorded as NT. All right, replicate this formula so that the number of throws that were not recorded as NT is shown for each athlete. So we're going to, so which means what we're going to do is to count so what this is telling us is to count the number of throws excluding where we have NT. All right, so we're going to have equals, we're going to use count if range from here from 1 to 6. All right, the criteria is I don't want to count NT. All right, so which means I'll put not equal to NT. All right, and then I'll close that. So it will count for each of them. It will not count anything, number of throws. So it will count only where 1, 2, 3. So anything NT, it will not. So you can actually verify and check this just to be sure that it is correct. But I know that this is quite correct. All right. The next question says, I think this question has been dealt with. All right. So number 11. Number 11 says in cell N8, calculate the average throw length for only the throws where a distance was recorded. Only where a distance was recorded. Use the contents of cells L8 and M8. They've already suggested everything for us, so I think this will be a little bit easier. So round this value to 1 decimal place. Okay, replicate this formula so that the average through length is shown for each. So I think they've made it easy for us here. So we're going to have so we're rounding to 1 decimal place, and then since this is the total throw and then this number of throws, so it's good for us to use the L8 and M8. All right, So I'll have round. So I'll have this result all over this result. This will give us the average number of truths, total true, total true all over number of truths. That will give us the average, but I want to take it to 1, the results to 1 decimal place. So this will give us 75 for this, and then I'll replicate the formula, and this should give us correct. Everything should be in order. Okay, so that's for that. So yeah, we'll move to the next question. So I've handled number 11 question. Number 11 question done. Good. So in number 12, in cell 08, use a formula to display the word yes if the athlete's longest throw breaks the Olympic record, or display the word no if it does not. Remember that there are 2 records, one for men and one for female. So we're going to create 2 if statements, one for the male, and then of course since there are 2, so one for the male, and then of course the computer will just know that it's going to pick for female for the next one. So it's going to be a little bit of if statement, replicate this formula too. Okay, so a little bit of if statement just to, so we're going to make sure that it's going to break for records for men. It's going to break, it's going to give us the record, the highest record for men, and then any breaking record for each of them. It will say yes if it breaks a record. So we're going to use an if statement. So I'm going to apply if. I suppose it works. I hope this will work. My idea will work. So if that is d8, which is d8. Okay, if d8 equals male, because we're considering male now, equals male. All right, equals male. Let me see. Okay, okay, good. Comma, and if, I like my if to be in capital letter. I don't know why. If so which means that, so if it's male, then it will compare K8 now. It will compare K8, which is the best true right now. Okay, it will compare K8. So if K8 is greater than, so the male's greater than the male's record, so distance, so that is D3. I would like to lock this immediately because it has to be constant. So I press function F4 just to lock it. All right, so you see the $sign in between the letters. All right, so it has to be okay. So if it is greater than this, so you say yes. So let's have yes. I didn't put that in quotation mark. It's supposed to be a string. Good. So yes. Otherwise, you're gonna have no there. So when it is less than or equal to D3, it's gonna be no. All right. That's it for that. So, and I'm going to have another if statement just for the female. All right. If, so that one is from male, so we're going to create for female. So if, so I don't have to put if it is if D8 is female, because there are only 2. So which means if it doesn't see, if it sees male, any other one should be female. So I don't have to say, oh, if D8 is female again. So the only thing I just have to do, if K, so I'm just have to just pick the K. So whatever that is in this column, K greater than greater than D4 in this case. So it's comparing for female right now. So, and I'm going to lock that also. I'm going to make sure it's locked F4 just to lock it, because it has to be constant. It doesn't have to change. It has to be an absolute value or cell reference. All right. So so if it compares that, whatever it gets, if it's true, it's going to give us yes. It's going to return yes. And if it's false, comma, it's going to return no. Right. So I'm going to just close. I'm going to close that. One, two, open. So I'm going to close the two also. I hope it's right. So let's see it's where it works. So this does not break the world record. So if you compare this, is a male and compare this to this is still higher. So let's see if it's gonna work for us. So this one is female. Of course it will break the record, because here the best rate is 78. All right, so yes, it's going to break the record, because for the female is 71 here. All right, so I think we are pretty much in order. So that's it for that question. So question 12 done. This is quite a complex thing, because sometimes you need to just sit down and start thinking about it and start drafting. I normally use the number line to just get all those if statements done. So number 13, align all cells in columns D to O inclusive in column D. So I have this column D to O. I want them right aligned. So I go home, make every content right aligned. All right. So that takes care of that. So number 14, set the page orientation to landscape. So I go back there. So I think I might as well close this, because I don't need it anymore. No. Okay, so I have to set this to landscape. Yep. Good. All right, done. That's for number 14. So I've done number 14, number 13 done. Please, if you have any question, just drop your comments at the comment section below, so that I will get back to you immediately. So save the data model with the file name athlete. All right, so this has been in RTF. So when I want to save now, I'll save it in Excel format. All right, so I'll say save as. I always have my work area. So here I have Ike here, so everything. So I'm not going to save just with the work, so I always leave the work differently, so that in case I make a mistake I can always. So athletes, so we're going to save this athletes. I hope athlete is any S there. Okay, S athletes. I'm going to save it as athletes. Okay, save it right here. Okay, what's the next thing to do? So hide let's see. Okay, yeah, let's continue. Hide the columns B to J, the columns B to J. So I go to B to J, should be hidden. Alright, so I right click right there and then hide. Okay, and then the next question goes, print the spreadsheet showing the formula used print the spreadsheet showing the formula used, make sure that the content of all these cells are visible and that the printout fits on 2 pages wide. Okay, make sure that the row and column headings are visible, okay, when printed. Make sure that your name, center number, all that, they're all shown. Okay, so I'm going to take note of all the content of the cells visible and that the printout fits on 2 pages wide. Make sure that the row and column headings, so row and column headings, and then printout fit on 2 pages. So let me show you how you can print that. So first of all, we're going to go to formula, then show formula, and then try as much as we can to be sure that everything shows perfectly. So I'm going to be careful here because this is hidden, so I don't want to just so I'm going to make sure this one shows first of all. Wow, this is huge, so it shows very well. Okay, so I will now select this ones and just make sure that everything shows perfectly. All right, so I'm going to print, making sure that it fits on 2 pages. First of all, this print selection, I want to print active cell. All right, active cell. All right, it's in 9 pages right now, so I'm going to go to scaling. I'm going to go to scaling and then fit. Okay, yeah, custom scaling, and then fit to 1 page. No, I want it to be fitted to 2 pages, so I click this. I make sure this fit to is checked. What else? Also a sheet, for it to show the row and column heading, you need to select this and then okay that. So I think everything has to be set if you want to print. The next question, so hide this print spreadsheet. Where was I? Okay, I think I was here. So this has been done, right? So make all data in. So make sure that your candidate number, everything. So everything showed when we were trying to print that. So make all data in columns. A to O fully visible. Okay, so go back there. So I switch back to this. So A to O fully visible. So I might have to unhide the one I hid. So everything has to be fully visible, and then making sure that everything shows accordingly. All right. So yeah. Okay. So that's for that. So number 19, select only the athletes where the country is Great Britain. All right. Use the athletes' names and the average distance that each of these athletes throws. Use the athletes' names and the average distance that each of these athletes throws the javelin to create a vertical bar chart. Use the okay. Select only the athletes where the okay. So let me just handle this first. Let me handle this first. I select only the athletes where the country is Great Britain. So I think we're going to use filter here. Alright, so I'm going to use a filter. I'm going to go to data, filter, and then I have the only thing I just want is Great Britain. That's the only thing I want here, Great Britain. And then I okay that. So another question comes again, saying use the athlete names and the average distance that each of these athletes throws the javelin to create a vertical bar chart. So I'm going to go right there, the name, athlete's name. So I'm going to just select this, then hold my control select this, and then I go to insert and then create a chart for them. So the chart already takes shape. So just also take note that I selected the athlete. That's this. I selected this too and selected the average. So I selected everything. So just in case you're trying to do yours, don't just select the data only. All right. What's the next question? Number 20. Label this chart with the title. So I'll label it with the title. Let me just copy the title for a quick one. Label it. Let the title be here. Let me just be sure that let me just see the question coming. Make sure that the category ASICS show the names of the athletes and these are fully visible. Yeah. Print this chart. Save this using okay. So I think nothing else. So the only thing I just have to do here is to make sure that this is not average. It has to be this British javelin throw. All right. I want it a little at the middle here. Yeah. Done. Okay. Also, I want everything to be visible. I think I'll take this since I want everything to be visible. The names to know which of the charts, which one they represent. So, for the sake of it, I might have to take this. Just move this one a little bit up, just to avoid this number. Yeah, I think I like this one because no name is overlapping each other. Alright, so make sure that the categories as is labels show the names of these outlets and these are fully. Alright, so print this chart, save this using the file name. So I should print the chart. Okay, so if I want to print the chart, the only thing I just have to do is simply select the chart, go to file, go to print, and that's it. Everything printed. So you can now print quite easy. So print selected chart and that's it. All right. What else? Okay, save this. Print this chart. Save this using the file name chart. So I'll simply do save as again. Save as. Then go to this so this is where I want it. Is it charts or charts? Is it S in it? No. So I'll simply save that. Okay, so we're on chart now. Make sure that your name, candidate number, and center number are printed with this chart. Oh, I did not take note of that. So let me see if that is also done. So as you can see, your candidate number and everything doesn't show with the chart. So I think we might have to modify this a little bit. So page setup, I'll go to header and footer. Then in the custom, I'll do custom header. So I'll have my name, candidate, Ike here, Ike A. That's my name. My center number will be 001, and then I'll have ng001 as my center number. Sorry, my candidate number here at the middle is 001. Then my center number will be ng001. So I say okay. So I suppose if I okay this, it's going to be able to print with the chart. So as you can see, it's showing here. So when you print the chart, this is what you now see. Okay, so that's how you can add that to your work. All right, so what's the next thing? So I think from here to here, I think nothing is left undone. If you have any question, please comment at the comment section below, please. So open the spreadsheet saved in step 15. So in step 15, we we saved athlete, so I'm going to go back to open athlete. So I'm going to close, or yeah, I'm going to close this basically, or maybe simply open from here. Go to athlete. This is my recent file, so athlete. I'll actually open athlete here, enable content. So I cannot update one or more links in this. To update the link, open all links, source files. Okay. Okay. So let me just simply open it where let me just not open from here. Let me just be sure. Let me save this in properly. Go back to my source file just in case I don't have time to start troubleshooting anything. So I'll open it normal here. Okay, let me just be looking at the next question. So open that instead of so hide columns L and M only. Format only the cells in rows 6 and 7. In rows 6 and 7. Okay, just update just in case. I'll continue without updating the values or editing. I can just update. Let's just continue like that. It's because I changed from CSV, I suppose. That's why it's giving me all that. All right. So I'm going to hide L and M. I suppose that's what they're saying. Yeah. So number 24, hide columns L and M. So I'm gonna do that right now. L and M, I hide them both. All right. Hide. Okay. So the next question says, format only the cells in rows 6 and 7 so that they are bold, italic, and center aligned. Okay, 6 and 7 rows 6 and 7. So this is 6 and 7, bold, italics, and then what alignments? Center aligned. Center aligned, please. Center aligned. All right. So I think we've done that. Then the next question is quite a lot actually. This should be fetching so much marks. So this. So interrogate the data. Number 26 now. Interrogate the data to find all the athletes who have broken the current Olympic record. Of course, those who have broken the record are what we have the yes. Okay. So what I'm going to do here is simply to select this. Simply go to data, then filter, and then have this where they are all yes. All I need is yes. Where you have yes. Okay, and that's it. That was the question. Interrogate the data. Okay, we have yes. Okay, sort this data into descending order of gender. Descending order of gender, that is Z to A. Then into descending order on the best thrown column. Best thrown column. Okay, so I'm going to go here. So gender. So I'm going to sort again. So what I'm going to do right now is to before I sort, I have to select everything before I sort that into descending order. So I'm going to simply click on this and then do it Z to A, that's descending order, and then I'm going to the best true, I suppose. Let me be sure. Then into descending order on best true column. Okay, so I go to best true. This is best true here, best true, we'll have sort largest to smallest. That's descending order. Okay, Z to A. So I'll have that. So that's been sorted. All right. What else? What other question in there? Showing the values and labels in full except the column, of course. So I hope the L and M, they're still hidden. Good. So everything showed in full. So print this data showing the values. Okay. Make sure that your name, candidate, certain number, and candidate number are printed in the header of the page. So as it is right now, so we can just simply go to file and then print, and then everything is showing as normal. All right, so we can print this. They never indicated that we print the header, the row header, and then the column header. So I don't think I'm going to do that. So the name and candidate number and student number, everything is showing. The file path, everything is showing. So this is actually very perfect. All right. So that's it. Any other question? And that's where it ends. All right. So if you have any question, please, about this video, please be free to comment. I would like your comment. Okay, what you think about this video, right? So thank you so much. I will see you in the next video. Bye.